Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Elemental Club live Q&A. And although we're recording this live, we look forward to those of you who are watching the recording to submit your questions to us whenever you have the opportunity to watch the session. We're just excited to offer a live aspect to the questions if for those of you who are here with us. So for those of you who don't know, we're Leslie and Matt, the founders of Elemental. We're here to help you create a life you love by discovering, creating a plan, and giving you the support you need to live what we call your elemental nature. So we do this through individual and group coaching that incorporates principles from our signature guided discovery workbook series. We do workshops, events and coursework, destination-worthy retreat experiences, and perhaps most importantly, the creation of a dynamic, supportive, and loving community that wants you to be the most authentic and successful version of yourself, however you define success. And our community is what we're here to talk to you about today. Specifically, the freshly updated and transformed version of our elemental community, which we now call the Elemental Club. Now, before we walk you through ins and outs of the club and answer any questions you may have, we'd like for those of you that are here joining us today live to share your name and where you're calling in from today, either out loud or in the chat.
I can do it out loud. I'm Leslie Molnar, and I am actually in Wisconsin right now in Balsam Lake, but normally I'm in St. Paul.
Yeah,
Mm,
awesome.
love that. Thank you, Leslie, and thank you for being here live.
Yep.
Yeah,
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm Leslie. I'm
mhm,
Leslie as well. We got two Leslies in the house.
yeah,
If you're ever, I know if you are in the club or join the club, you'll see Leslie and Leslie quite often. So
mhm,
it's a good time.
yeah,
But Matt and I are calling in from New Harmony, Indiana. This is our home base.
mhm,
Some of our destination worthy retreat experiences are in New Harmony,
mhm.
but we travel quite a bit, live part time in a van. But right now we are at the home base.
Yeah, yeah. So what is this elemental club that we're speaking of? I mean, it's community, it's support, it's rituals for intentional living. It's built around your elemental nature, and it's hosted through our online platform and rooted in what we're really excited to announce as the Seven Inner Elements quiz that we're thrilled to have launched this week, actually. So we're excited to dive into this together. So Leslie's going to take us through an exploration of the tiers and how that all works before we get into some Q&A.
Yeah, so thank you, Matt, for the introduction. So the way that our community used to work is we had one tier. It was completely free, and we've had that for probably the last 3 years. And then just recently, we kind of reimagined what this space could be like, and we had some other things that we wanted to do, some other things we wanted to include, and we wanted to have opportunities for people to engage more if they wanted to, less if they wanted to. So now we have 3 tiers. So the first tier is a free tier because we wanted to still provide that free content and have that access for people who wanted to be in the club, but maybe not invest financially right now. And then we've got and that is called the Elemental Lounge. The second tier is called the Elemental Inner Circle, and that one's $15 a month. And then the third tier is the Elemental Retreat Room, and that one is $75 a month. So I really wanted to dig into what is included in each of the tiers, what to expect, and maybe help determine which one is right for you. And once we go through everything, we'll have some time for questions. So Leslie, if you have any questions, or if anyone else, again, as Matt was saying, if you're listening later and you have questions, please let us know.
Mhm.
So the Elemental Lounge, this is our entry point. And actually, if you don't mind, can we just go ahead and just share the screen, Matt?
We can.
And we can kind of go through this together. So probably do that
Mhm.
one. Yeah. Okay. Can Les, you can see? Cool. Thank you. So from our website here, the Elemental Club, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to hit join now because it's going to give us all 3 options just listed right here. Okay. So whenever you go to sign up, you would hit join now. If you're already a member of the community and you wanted to upgrade your plan, you can reach out to us, let us know. If there's a way to change your plan through the settings once you're logged in, and we can help walk you through that or send a video tutorial as well. The Elemental Lounge, so this is the gateway to the community. We have, and this is something that we've been doing for a while, we do weekly self-care invitations. So every Monday we send an invitation, something for you to think about, something to be inspired by. And we send those by email. We do monthly periodic reflections. Those are written by Matt. So those are more long form essays or pieces that are written to just really kind of story tell and share in this experience of life and what's present for Matt. And I know some of the topics have ranged from running and his experience with running to talking about the grief of of relationships and whether they are with people or the relationships we have with our pets. So it just kind of the range is all over, and it's just really that's led by Matt. Um, we also have our seasonal solstice self-inquiry guide. So these are workbooks that are really based off of the seasonal retreats that we host in person, but they're available for you to create your own at-home retreat. You could even just use it to do like a series of different like time blocks to just allocate time for yourself to focus on your self-care, to focus on what it is that you want as you move into a new season. And the guide can be used really anytime, but we specifically made them for the changing of the physical seasons. Also included in the Elemental Lounge is just access to this community, the supportive community platform. There's forums where you can communicate with other people in the club, and also a portal to go in and just find all of the information, all of the archive for all of the invitations and all of the different things we have listed here. And something we're really excited to add is we're going to start sharing community spotlights and celebrations. We've had so many people in the previous Elemental community, now Elemental Club, that we've been witness to setting personal self-care goals, having different projects, and then being able to witness them bring those to life. And so we really want to share the wins that everyone's having with one another so we can be inspired by each other, learn from each other, and just see what everybody's up to. And if with this page here too, you'll see there's different products included in each of the tiers. So the first plan, the Elemental Lounge, that has your the Winter Intention Setting Guidebook, Sun Salutation A Guide, the Solstice Inquiry Guides, and let's see, I'm gonna show more. Yeah, so all those solstice check-ins. And then moving to the inner circle, so everything that's in the Elemental Lounge is still included in the inner circle. And then in addition, there's a full access to our yoga archive. We've got an archive of 15 to 45-minute yoga practices that are meant to be accessible for all ranges of yoga practices. Some are even practices that you can do from your bed. So it's for regular practitioners and beginners alike. We invite you to check those out once you're in the inner circle. We also do monthly live self-care calls. So this is a really powerful group. We meet once a month, the last Thursday of every month. We come together, we share a little storytelling, and then also set self-care goals for the coming month and just reflect on our goals from the previous month. A lot of times the majority of people in the call, we don't remember what our goals were, but that's not as important as just showing up for one another, having those intentions, and then celebrating the things that we have done and celebrating the ways that we've honored what it is that we feel like we need to do to live our truest lives throughout the month. So we have that. All also in the inner circle, all of our live virtual master classes and courses are included. So all of the ones that are upcoming, you can attend live, and then the archive of those recordings will also be in your portal. So if you're not able to make it live, you can go back and watch or listen later. And once you sign up, there's an archive of everything that we've done to date with Elemental. So you can kind of go through, listen to them as podcasts if you like. And once you click show more, you'll see exactly what all is included for those guides and for those events. So the next one, the Elemental Retreat Room. So that includes everything from the Elemental Lounge and the Inner Circle, and also includes twice monthly virtual co-working sessions, co-working and accountability sessions. So what those will look like is at the beginning of each month, we're going to send out 2 different dates. There'll be 2-hour periods of time where we're going to send out a Zoom link, and anyone in the retreat room can show up to that space, and it's going to be a space where we're coming together to work on projects, creative projects. It could be something for work. It could be something, a passion project. It could be anything. It could be even just taking time for yourself to read or to journal or to just do whatever it is that you feel like you need to do. And the format of those will At the start, we'll kind of jump on, we'll say hi, ask what everyone's working on, and then we'll all do audio off, camera off, and we'll work. We'll take a break together, check in, and then at the end, we'll come back on, we'll share what we got done, what we accomplished, anything else that comes to mind. And then that'll be the format for each time we do it. We'll do different times and dates each month just to allow for different flexibility in people's schedules, knowing that not everyone can make the same day and time each month. And so just, hoping to kind of catch different people where they are. And if we find something starts to work better than something else, then we'll maybe kind of mold that to the group as we go along, but we'll post those dates at the beginning of each month. The next is access to all of our live and recorded virtual retreats. So these are typically 1 or 2 day events where we bring in inspirational speakers from all over the country to come in and talk. Our most recent event was the Virtual Self-Care Summit. And so anyone who comes into the retreat room, any of the events we've already done are archived and in your portal. You can go through again, listen to those, watch those as a podcast. Incredibly inspirational material. I know I can't get enough of them. And speaking of which, one of the speakers from that event, Gerard, we have been hosting quarterly live events on his talk, which was the paradox of self-care. And so we have that upcoming, another one as we record this. We've got another one in a few months, and we'll continue to do those every few months. So you can join us live for those, or again, catch the recording in the archive for either the Inner Circle or Retreat Room. Something else included in the Elemental Retreat Room, we have exclusive rates on our one-on-one VIP retreat days. For example, this fall, we're hosting mini retreats that are one-on-one in North Carolina, and we do a reduced rate for anyone who's in the Elemental Retreat Room. Same with our in-person 4-day retreats that are for groups. We do up to $200 off retreat registration. So and anything else that we decide to add, any other offers, people who are in the Elemental Retreat Room will have first access, exclusive rates. And so that is one of the benefits. One of the other things that we're really excited about right now is anyone who signs up at the time of this recording, it's July 23rd. Anyone who signs up between now and August 4th will also get one one-on-one coaching session with me each month. And so the way that will work is I'll send a Zoom link or a scheduling link at the beginning of each month for everyone in the retreat room to schedule their session who has signed up by August 4th. And you can schedule your session. It's up to each person to make sure you schedule your session within the month. It has to be, and it has to be scheduled during the month. So if for example, you miss September, then you would just miss that session. You wouldn't have two for October. But it's one per month, 30-minute session where we can come together and just kind of work through whatever is present for you right now, or even just spend 30 minutes celebrating what wins you've had. And if you are someone who I know if you maybe have a hard time thinking about what your wins are, we love helping you figure out what those are because there's always so many available to us, we believe. So that is what is included in all of the tiers. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing there. All right, let's see. And then I'm looking at my notes, y'all. I think this would be a good time to open up for any questions. I know, Leslie, do you have any thoughts or questions since you're here live with us?
I was trying to think of questions, but I think I know for people who are listening, I've attended a lot of events and retreats and things like that with Leslie and Matt, and they're amazing. That's amazing with a UH. So and an A. There's both. Um I was trying to think of questions, like I said. Are there things that are I know you were talking about some of your previous retreats recordings and things like that. What are some new things that are coming in the next couple of months? That would be a question I had.
Oh, that's a great question. Thank you so much. Because it made me realize that I did forget to mention in the retreat room, the one event we have coming up this week is actually a writer's virtual workshop. And so we'll be doing that throughout the next year, is just kind of thinking up different ideas and just kind of leading with what we feel called to based on what people are saying that they want to work on.
Hmm.
And hosting some different opportunities, workshops for people to come together. Some will be virtual, some might be in person, but anyone who's in the Elemental Retreat Room will have free access to those. So the Writers Virtual Workshop, for example, is $50 for regular enrollment. However, it's free for the Elemental Retreat Room members. And that is really, it's not a workshop on how to write necessarily, but it's about how to create the environment to help you write and help you do the writing projects that you want. Or even just to take time to come into that space, be inspired by some of the tips and tricks that we have found that have been really helpful for us as far as the writing, the different types of writing that we do for work and for our personal expression, and maybe even just having some time to just be in the space together and work on whatever it is that you feel called to right now. So that's one of the things we have coming up right now. The other things, Leslie, are the event with Gerard that I mentioned, and then we've got our mini retreats. We still have um, one one spot available for the mini retreats, so that would be an opportunity for people. And then I think that's all we have on the calendar right now, but we'll definitely be adding things as we
Hmm.
go. I'd say expect something quarterly. A workshop quarterly would be my best kind
Hmm.
of feel for how often to anticipate some new types of events and workshops. Um, yeah,
Yeah, and if there's someone in the community or in our club that has an idea for something or something that they want to do, reach out to us and we can work on something that everybody like wants to do or that inspires everyone. So yeah.
yeah, and like this particular one, the writers workshop, we were so excited. I kind of dreamt it up. One day just after, I think after one of our self-care calls, we just have so many people in in our world and in this club who are are interested in either writing a book to actually have published or writing a book just for their own personal expression. And so, but one of the things we find that is the most difficult for writing is one, getting started, and two, kind of keeping that momentum and knowing how to create the environment to thrive with whatever it is whatever project you have on your heart. And this could be applied to really anything, not just writing. So that was kind of the inspiration for that. So yeah, thank you for sharing that too, Matt. Um, but I think if Leslie, do you have any other questions? Because if not, I can go ahead and yes.
I was just gonna say I know a little bit more about them, but I would have a question like earlier on about, or like tell me a little bit more about the seasonal solstice type activities or things that you were talking about earlier. That's my question.
Yeah, thank you. So those are workbooks that we've created that are based on the structure and outline of the seasonal retreats that we host. So it basically has information on um, how to set aside the time, what to expect for the time. It's a sample outline for creating an itinerary to go through the material yourself. There are sample journal prompts that you can use. We've got playlists that you can use to put on to practice yoga, or if you're doing any other kind of movement. We have exercise recommendations or movement recommendations, because a part of it we think is as far as like integrating any kind of self-inquiry work or personal development work, like integrating that through physical body movement, whether it's a yoga practice or breath, going for a walk, or doing something like going for a run, or actually going to the gym, doing a workout. So that the guides are really set up to mirror um, and help you create an at-home retreat for yourself to do just a seasonal check-in to see what's been working for me this season and what's not, and what do I want to carry forward into the future and what do I not.
Hmm.
So, is there
Yeah.
anything else you'd add?
Yeah, I mean, there's just the seasons are just such a powerful time of change and transformation. And when we get caught up in the day-to-day lives, sometimes we miss that opportunity to take an intentional moment to like welcome the change of season, think about how we feel, all those types of things. So we just, and a lot of times people, I think, feel lost in how to do that and maybe need a little bit of help, and they maybe can't attend a retreat at this particular time, or there may be all kinds of things that make it more difficult for you to do that. So we want to make it help make it easy for you to have this guide that you can download and kind of walk you through the steps of creating an intentional process that then you can tune in, connect to the seasons, and change it up. You can follow it exactly how we have it set up, or you can use it as a template and do it your way. Yeah.
Thank you for asking that, Leslie.
Mm-hmm.
It made me think of something else while you were talking, Matt, and
Mm-hmm.
it's actually, I've already forgotten it, so we'll see if it comes back. Um, yeah. Um, I guess I can go ahead and go through some of the other upcoming events. Oh, I remembered my thought.
Mm.
I was just thinking about how like this space, this community space, the Elemental Club is a container for all of us to just come as we are, to be whoever we want to be within that space and to be supported as that version of ourselves. A lot of times when we are in our day-to-day life and we get into the routines and the rhythms of what we're just naturally doing, we're around a lot of the same people. Sometimes we, I think we can get kind of like stuck in one identity. And so this space is really a place for you to shift that identity, be a version of yourself that you
Mm.
want to explore, and again be supported in that. So just wanted to mention that as one important part, and that's the self-inquiry workbooks. I thought of it because those are helping you to do that on your own. And like we said, it can be set up to exactly as we have it, or if you're like, I really don't foresee myself being able to allocate a full day or a full 2 days, then you can go through it and pick and choose what parts feel good to you and do it over a period of time. It's really meant to be a guide and inspiration. So similar to all the other things that we have in the community as well.
Yeah.
Everything's an invitation.
Yeah, yeah. And those invitations are powerful in our community because a lot of times when we do make great transformation in our lives, the people around us don't necessarily accept that transformation. This is a safe space for that transformation to be accepted and for you to work through those things. And then also, in addition to that, we're excited about you transforming again and again and again into all those different versions that are forthcoming. And this is your space to be celebrated for that, and to find the community of people that are here for you and for whatever, every time you change your mind, every time you decide to do something different, every time you even decide to stay on the path that you're on and become the best version of that, we're here for that, right? So yeah, that's the power of these spaces in this club. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know for anyone that we're going to put this video on the website just for people to, if they wanted to watch and kind of learn more about the club. And so depending on when, if you're watching and maybe the time has already passed for some of these events, but I'm going to go ahead and share some of the upcoming events we have as we record this, because it'll give you an idea of what to expect in the future too, because we're continuously, like we said, creating new offers, new events, posting things in the calendar. It's a wide variety of things, virtual and in person. So I'll go ahead and share those now. I know we just mentioned the writers virtual workshop that we're hosting. That's from 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. And it'll be on Zoom. So everyone who's signed up, if you're in, that's something else. If you're already in the Elemental Inner Circle or the retreat room, anything that requires a login, you're automatically registered for any of the events. So you don't have to go in and sign up. It's just available for you. You can put it in your calendar. 10 minutes before the event, you'll get a Zoom link to join and you're in. So you don't have to go through any kind of registration process for any of those things. You just show up and we'll be there to greet you. The next event that we have is in person, and it's going to be at an open house at Indigo Nature Retreat in Old Fort, North Carolina. This one's a little one-off. We don't do too many in-person events like that, but we're very open to seeing what emerges in the coming months and years. So we're really excited about that. We're also doing many one-on-one mini retreats at Indigo, and we're open to doing one-on-one mini retreats, helping you create your own custom retreat. Even whenever we're not on site somewhere or offering that. So we're happy to do work with people to create a specific itinerary based on what you're needing in this season of your life. I know for us, that was one really, really important activity that we did for ourselves, was creating our own personal retreat and going through all the material So, and it's so important sometimes, I think, to have something that's curated to be exactly what you're maybe needing in this season of life. And for people, if you're like, I don't know what I would want to work on, then that's something we could help you figure out as well. So yeah, we'll do our one-on-one mini retreats. And then September 9th, we're at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are hosting our third event with Gerard on the paradox of self-care, why doing what's good for us is sometimes so hard. And I know we all like kind of come together. This is the same presentation, but it's always so different. So it's, if you've been once, then you can still come again. It's a really, really special event. We're so grateful for Gerard for coming into this space, co-hosting with us, and just like really creating a container for all of us to just, again, come as we are. We have that, and then we've got 2 in-person retreats scheduled for the end of 2025. One is at Indigo Nature Retreat, October 9th through 12th. The Resilient Retreat, we are so excited about this one. And then we have our wait list currently open for our December 18th through 21 winter retreat in New Harmony. If you've attended our winter retreats before, it's going to be a very similar format, but we encourage people to, it's the same as coming to the event with Gerard. It's the same program for the most part, but it's a very different experience each time, a different group, a different you. And we personally do these seasonal reflections every year, because we're evolving, we're changing, and that intentionality and kind of reflecting and looking and saying like, okay, where have I been? What has been working? What has not been working? What have I accomplished? What am I celebrating? And then looking ahead and saying, okay, what do I want to do moving forward? What do I want to accomplish? How do I want to feel? What are the things I want to do? What feels good? What doesn't feel good? And just doing that intentional reset really, is what that retreat is going to be about. And all of our elemental retreat room members, again, get up to $200 off your in-person retreat registration. And right now, through August 4th, anyone who registers for the Inner Circle or Retreat Room, we have a coupon code LMNTL Club, LMNTL CLUB, for 25% off your membership. So for anyone that signs up, again, use that code through August 4th, and anyone who signs up by August 4th, the one-on-one monthly coaching session with Leslie, that's me, is included in that as well. So I think that might be all the things. Matt, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all so much for being here. Leslie, thank you for joining us live. It is a joy, as always, to see you. And thank you for sharing about your experience in the Elemental Club. Was there anything else that you had on your heart, mind, that you wanted to share before we take off?
I could share a whole bunch, but I think you did a great job. And I'm just happy to support you in any way I can because you've supported me so much. So,
Mm.
Thank you, Leslie.
Yeah, you've supported us. And I'll just say in closing too that we believe that the only thing more powerful than discovering your own self and discovering that you have everything you need inside of you is doing it in community with other people who are rooting for you and love you and supporting you and holding you up and seeing you and hearing you. And that's what this space is. So we're just so excited to offer these, to offer this new transformed community experience called the Elemental Club. And we're just excited to hear from you. We're excited to have you here, Leslie. We're excited to hear from everyone who's going to come and join and impact each other in what we're doing here, because it's all of you that make this. We create the space, but it's everyone who comes into it that makes it what it is and makes it dynamic. So
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Matt. Yeah, and if y'all can believe it, if you know me well, we were sitting in a coffee shop when the inspiration struck for transforming the Elemental Club. I was just sitting there, and I don't drink caffeine.
Yeah, that's on
A lot of
decaf.
you know, yeah, I'm a decaf only gal. Although I will say I was accidentally served caffeine, and that's when the writer's workshop came to fruition, but I digress. But anyways, the Elemental Club really evolved, and the vision came to me. I'm like a conduit for ideas a lot of times, and it just kind of came to me, and I just like felt what this space could be, and we're so inspired by the people that are in this community with us. And I don't know, I'm just really excited to see what we can do the rest of this year and the coming months together, because there really is so much power in doing these things alongside people who are cheering for you, rooting for you. And we feel that from all of you too. So thank you for being here, Leslie. Thank you so much for joining us live. As I said, it's just so wonderful to share
And thank you to
this
everyone,
virtual space.
yeah, who's joining us in the future on this recording.
Yeah. So we'll chat with y'all later.